Hello farmers, welcome back to Selendra. The sorghum harvest is coming to an end, and so is my capacity over here. The trailer is full, and I was kind of hoping in a way to get the rest of the crop into the combine, but I don't think that's going to happen, so I'll probably have to go back, empty out the trailer, come on back, empty out the combine so we can finish up the harvest. The only other thing I want to get done this month is the field to our right, that one over there, and the one across the way on the other side of the tractor. Those two fields require some lime before the next harvest. So what we're going to do after harvesting is we're going to bring the John Deere cultivator mulcher over. We're going to mulch the fields, and then we can fertilize all the fields back here, and then I can put lime down. But today, in this month, we're just going to go ahead and mulch the fields. Just those two fields, that's all. The other ones, not yet. We're not going to do those as of yet because the fertilizing stages that we got to get correct, right? We got to make sure that we do a stage in between the fertilizing and before we replant. So yeah, we should be able to do everything that in that sequence right there. Am I going to get all this into the combine? Probably not. Probably get one pass. They'll have to go ahead and harvest. So things are looking really, really good here in Selendra. I think we paid off a good amount of the loan this month, so we should save ourselves a little bit on loan interest every night again, which means maybe we'll actually start making a true profit through the night. We make a true profit during the day, but when I go to bed at night and then wake up in the morning, I always have a little bit of a decrease in the bank account. I would like to be able to go to bed and wake up, be even, or actually start making money. Throughout the day we're making money, but it just doesn't really show it that well when we go to bed. So maybe tonight might be the night. I think strawberries start to sell pretty darn good this time of the year. We're also doing sunflowers, and I think sunflowers sell good in the middle of winter. Yeah, I'm not going to finish the rest of this harvest on up, so let's go ahead and we'll turn the combine off and get that all set. Let's bring the Fiat back to the farm, empty out all the sorghum. I'd like to be able to bring back the mulcher with us, but can only haul one thing at a time. Come on, Fiat. Shouldn't have a problem with this trailer. Just got to get going. There you go. Find the right gear. And we're off. So September should be a busy month for us as well. We got to finish prepping up these fields for next year. We also got to plant wheat in September. And also we got a field of canola. Oop, not quite yet. Got to cross the pond first. Getting ready to turn before I need to. But we got wheat and canola to plant next month. I could plant canola today, but I'm going to wait until we get the drill out and do it all together. And I am thinking back here, we're going to be planting one field of soybeans next year. I think we got enough sorghum around to where we can skip a year on having every field back there sorghum. Fingers crossed. And of course, that'll give us more profit next year, selling crop. Because, yeah, our new goal now is to just have no loan by the end of the year, next year. That's my goal. Since we're not doing trained horses, that was a failed business attempt. Did I park that? No, I got room to get around that. I was starting to think, did I park the mulcher in the way? No, we're not in the way at all. Empty that in there. So another 12,000 liters. That's going to bring us up to... Where are we here? Well, we got actually a lot of sorghum. And we got oats too. So I'm going to be feeding the horses the oats before I get into the sorghum. Alright, let's go back and empty out the John Deere combine. Now the weather is supposed to be kind of crappy in September. The question is, how long is it going to rain for? When is it going to rain? We'll find out when we wake up in the morning. The problem is I go to bed kind of early here. Usually around by 8 in the evening we go to bed. And I think the forecast only gives you a 12-hour extended forecast. So we can't really see what tomorrow's going to bring. But we do know there's rain. It could rain between 2 to 4 a.m. and the rest of the day be just fine. But I don't think my entire time of doing FS22 in 1 day per month cycle that I had it where the entire day has been raining. So shouldn't be that much of an issue, I don't think. Not quite under the combine auger, so let's scooch that over a little bit more. And I'll leave the tractor running because the harvest ain't going to take us that much longer. Yeah, so that field up there that curls around by the greenhouses, I think we'll put soybean in. I can't plant soybean in the fall. That's going to be in the springtime, I do believe. Soybean is in April and May. And I think that's the same time we plant sorghum. So that'll work out. So when I'm back here planting the sorghum, I just got to switch it over to soybean. It would be good. Now the weird thing is, I'm used to soybean with precision farming not requiring fertilizer at all. But since we're just doing the base game stuff, it's going to require 2 stages of fertilizer. But either way, it's fine. It's all good. We get the fields in best shape as possible. I find sorghum, and I think cotton is the other crop as well, kind of interesting. With crop destruction on, if I were to drive in this field before the crop was ready for harvest, I would destroy the stalk of the crop, and it would destroy the crop completely. But when it's harvesting, it doesn't destroy the stalk of the sorghum at all. But if I were to drive into the part I haven't harvested yet, it would destroy the crop. So it's kind of interesting how that all kind of works out. I think cotton is another one to where the cotton stalks don't completely disappear when you drive over them with crop destruction on. But there's only so much realism and simulation you can put into a game sometimes. I don't really know how flexible the stalks are of sorghum when they're in the harvest stage. Are they that flexible to where they'll bounce right back up and not actually get destroyed? I have no idea. Alright, that section is done. And just like that, harvest for this season is just about over. And we got a good stockpile of sorghum, so that's why, like I said, I think next year we can take one of these fields and turn it into a different crop, and we'll be able to sell it. And I'm guessing both canola and soybean, probably the best time to sell those will be wintertime. We'll have a quick look here, just for because I'm curious. I'll probably forget next year when it comes time to sell those crops. So canola would be November, so that's not too bad. And then soybean would be, well, probably just before harvest. It looks like. So we'll probably be harvesting in like September, October, and we'll have to wait until like another, interesting. So I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do that here. Alright, let's see. I'll leave the Fiat running. I'm going to bring the combine back first since I'm in it. Then we'll come back, grab the Fiat, bring that crop back, put that into the silo, grab the John Deere mulcher. We'll come over here and mulch the 2 fields that require lime. And we are all set to call it a day. I've already checked on the animals and the factories, production buildings. They're all set. So I don't have to double check, triple check on them. So after we get done mulching, we'll call it a day. I think before I bring all this sorghum back and put it into the silo, Let's take a little visit over to the chickens and we'll top them off. I mean, I got the grain in the trailer already, so might as well just go top them off now rather than wait another month or two when they may require some feed. This trigger here sometimes can trigger me a little bit because, oh, no, there it was. Hang on a second. Can we... There we go. Let's see, 7,000 liters. Yeah, so they took about 3,000. Oh yeah, and I kind of forgot about the road going on through to where it wouldn't let me make the road the rest of the way because I guess we don't own the land even though we can farm on it. We'll just have to deal with the situation as it is or buy more land so I can go ahead and just put that little bit of road section in. I'd rather not buy any more land because I think we got plenty now. Actually, we got more than enough because we're putting canola and soybeans in for the next harvest season. It's going to be kind of interesting just having more crops to harvest, different types of crops. As we all know, it's been mostly oats and sorghum, and now we've added wheat in the past year or two. And now adding soybean and canola next year. There we go, that's perfect. All right, let's grab the mulcher. And make quick work of those two fields. I will say, for being 5 o'clock in the afternoon in August, I don't know, the sun seems just a little bit too low. Gotta be careful coming down the hill. I've come down too fast a couple times and kind of run into those fences protecting the fuel station. And this will just make it easier for me to see where I fertilize in these two fields. And the reason why I'm not mulching the other two fields is, like I said, we need a different stage from fertilizing it until we plant it and fertilize it. So since these two fields here need lime, that'll be the middle stage, the stage that separates the two fertilizing stages. The other two fields do not require lime, so if I were to mulch it and then fertilize it, which would be easier to see where I've been, when I go to replant with a drill, it will not accept the fertilizer. Kind of weird, but it's the way it is. And it's kind of good that I only got to do lime in 2 of these fields. That spreader we have is just about perfect for fertilizer. But when it comes time to put down lime, it doesn't really hold that much. So a few trips back and forth to the store will be required. Of course, I could buy some pallets, bring the pallets over on the trailer that we own. And then I just got to go top off here or there. But I think we'll just buy it as we need it. I do have 1 pallet back at the farm, but I'm guessing it's not that much in there. This is a great mower slash mulcher for a farm the size that we have. It's not too big, it's not too small. For me, it's the perfect working size and speed for what we have. This is definitely a job that you want a tractor with a cab on it with all the dust we're creating here. Breathing that stuff in, even for a few moments here and there, cannot be that pleasant. Although I wonder if a Fiat this old would have an air conditioner in it. But we got pretty good amount of shade around here, so the sun beating in on the cab like that with that many windows would get kind of hot, I would think, after a while. It's like 2 more passes and we're all set. We can wrap up the month of August. The first thing I want to do to start off September is, if it's not raining right away, is get the drill out and put in the wheat and canola. Definitely the canola first, if the rain's going to be approaching soon. Because September is the last month to put in the canola. Wheat, I think I could do September and October. And then if the weather holds up, then we'll be back here and we'll go ahead and finish prepping these fields on up. But that, I don't think it'll be this episode. We're just going to get the seeding done, I think. Fold that on up. We are all set back here. These fields are ready to be fertilized. And actually, I'm going to leave the mulcher back here because I got to do the other 2 fields afterwards. After fertilizing, and I don't need the mulcher grass mower again until October for cutting grass. And you know what? I don't really need fuel right now, but I think we'll swing in there and top her off. I think it's 5 cents off a gallon today, so we'll go fuel up. They're having a diesel fuel sale. Not really, but that'd be kind of cool if they had like diesel fuel sales. Can't be more than $150 worth of diesel we need, right? Close. 133. Actually, let's drive up and around here just to see what's going on. Don't really drive up here that much. I think only 2, maybe 3 times I've been up through here. Well, that's bumpy around there. Oh, really bumpy there. And yeah, I'll park the Fiat undercover. There, we are all set to call it a day. I do believe. Let me just double check. I didn't check on the fields, but I think we got these fields over here all set. Let's turn off mulch because we know it's mulched. So yeah, we got 1 stage of fertilization in all these fields over here. So when I go to plant them again, it will be good. And of course, yeah, we can see these 2 fields over here need to be limed. These do not. So we'll take care of that, like I said, in the next month. The animals in factories, I've already checked on, like I explained. So let's go ahead and... Oh, the one thing I do want to see, because I kind of forgot. Let's see, $28.50 is what we're paying on loan interest. $28.50. I don't think it's going to go down a whole lot. Maybe $2,800. We'll maybe save ourselves $50, but $50 is $50. And where is it? All right, so maybe $100 we save, which is not too bad. And we're waking up with $6,700 in the bank account. And right now it shows sunny. Nice day. What? I thought the forecast was for rain today. And now it's sunny. So the forecast has changed, which, you know, from month to month. I mean, that's that. So we don't have to worry about the rain at all, I guess. Let's not worry about it. Let's go ahead and grab our drill. So wheat or canola first, it does not really matter. A trip to the store first may be required. Actually, we're pretty full. So let's go ahead and... Okay, so wheat popped up first, so we'll take care of the wheat. Can I get through that gate with this drill? It's going to be snug if it does, but I think we can. Perfect. And here we go. Some wheat for the chickens next year. And we'll have 2 fields of wheat for them. I don't know. Do chickens prefer wheat over sorghum? Or, I mean, I know they're chickens. You can't really just sit there and ask them. But I'm pretty sure maybe someone's done a test, like, you know, starve chickens for a day or two. And then put, like, wheat grain in one spot and then sorghum in another spot. And see which one the chickens go to. Do they have a preference? I don't know. But we're putting wheat in for the chickens. That's all I'm saying. Looks like somebody didn't get to harvest their field this year. I think that was one of the contracts I was thinking about doing. Yeah, it was oats. And the crop has withered. So kind of interesting they let it go that far. But it does happen, I suppose. Maybe his or her farming equipment broke down. They couldn't get the field harvested. That's why they had it up for a contract. As for us, the wheat planting is finished. But what I need to do is I need to go get some fertilizer. We are just about out, and I'm not going to be able to finish the canola field with what we have left. So I might as well top off with seed and fertilizer. Let's open up the seed compartment first. And, a little bit too far. Back up a little bit. That should be good. Let's top off with seed. Shouldn't cost us too much. And fertilizer. And fertilizer. Nope. Okay, drive out of the trigger. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you gotta drive out of the trigger, drive back in so I can recognize it, I guess. There we go. 752, so a little expensive. But that's definitely going to get us through until next season because we only got a little bit left to plant for this year. But now I'm down below 6,000. Lime's not that expensive, so getting those 2 fields done, the sorghum fields, is not going to be too bad. It's the fertilizer, which could be kind of expensive. But when I fertilize the fields over here, the wheat fields and the canola field, that spreader, I think we just topped it off and then went around and we got it all done without having to re-top it off. We have to refill it, in other words. Make sure I'm still on canola. We are. So, of course, the other thing I need to do to these fields this month before the crop grows is roll it to get the extra 2%. But that won't take us too long with the roller that we have. Then, of course, we got all the fields out back that I don't need to really get to them at all, honestly, until, we plant next year. But I'd like to get the fields done before winter rolls around. That way, when next spring rolls around, I don't feel like I'm rushed to get it done. Oops, I thought I lifted up the drill then, but I did not. So I may have gotten just a little bit of canola in that wheat field. Try to get into a habit once in a while of picking up the drill when I'm going around. The only, real farmers would probably do that. You don't waste seed by leaving the drill or planter down, whatever you're using. But you will use a fertilizer in the base game. With precision farming, we wouldn't. Because the drill would shut off the fertilizer and seed. So just trying to save myself a few bucks of putting down fertilizer where it's not needed. Because it's not really doing anything other than wasting fertilizer. And so far today, the Fiat's been relatively on its good side. Make sure the drill's up before I go into the wheat field. And a few more passes, and we are all done planting for the year. It's going to be nice to see the canola flower next spring. I think it'll be in the springtime before it flowers. But with canola and soybean, the reason why I chose those crops, other than the crops we've been planting, is if I were to do like sunflower or corn, well, I would need a different header for the combine. So, I'd rather not put any more expense in where we don't need it. Although it would be a good change of pace, but the canola and soybean alone is a good change of pace from the oats and the sorghum. Alright, and just like that, fall planting is completed. trying to figure out if I want to repair the drill or not. I'm trying to remember the status of the tractor without the drill on it, how the repair status was. I think it was pretty good. So the drill must be worn down about a third. So I think we'll repair it. It's not going to cost us too much, I don't think. Maybe a couple $100. And really, we're kind of going to the trigger anyways. And the drill. Okay, $55 to repair that. We'll do that. While we're here, the turbo Fiat 428. We're here. We'll repair it. Money-wise, I think we're okay. I mean, we got over 5,000. I don't think I need that much for lime and fertilizer for the other fields. Let's get the drill back in the corner. And I think before we put everything away here, let's go ahead and grab this. And we'll rinse it off. Actually, you know what? This drill, we're going to relocate this drill over to the other horse stable. I'm pretty sure that will have no problem rolling down in there on that hill. And we'll get it out of the elements of the winter and summer and sun. Yeah, let's go ahead and give the Fiat a good rinse off as well. Now that we got a road going down to that horse stable, we can put the seed drill or anything else for that matter over there. And we'll give their weight a little bit of a rinse off as well. All right, let's reattach to this. I was actually thinking when I got done with the harvester, I thought for a moment, like, oh, I should bring the harvester over to the other shed. I'm like, well, what does it matter? It's either this shed or that shed. But the drill does not have a shed to call its own. And when I tried backing up the animal trailer in here, the back of the animal trailer was bottoming out on the horse stable itself. There we go. Out of the weather. We're all set. So for the rest of the morning, I'm going to go ahead and probably take care of the production buildings. I'll take care of the wool, bring that over to the spinnery. I'll take care of the planks, just keep stacking them on up. I think the chickens are all right. And then we can get to more field work next episode, which is rolling the fields that we just planted, spreading fertilizer and lime on the fields out back, and then mulching the last two fields, and that will not take us that long to do at all. And then, yeah, then we can move on to another month. Park that away for now, and we are all good. Teddy handler's right there, so I'll go use that, but I'm going to go in and get a cup of coffee, because September has a little bit of a chill in the air this morning, so I think that's what I'm going to need. Just a little coffee to give me a little bit of a kick for the rest of the day. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Selendra. But until then, have a good one.